सूर्यस्य कान्तिस्तु श्रीरामे विद्यते सर्वशक्तिस्वरूपाय देव्यै भगवत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुवे नमः। आवाहयामि स्थापयामि ध्यायामि। माताये आयातु वरदे देवी अक्षरे ब्रह्मवादिनी गायत्री छन्दसा माता ब्रह्मयोगी नमोस्तुते। ॐ श्री गायत्री नमः। आवाहयामि स्थापयामि ध्यायामि। ॐ स्तुता मया वरदा वेदमाता प्रचोदयन्तं पावमानि विजानम् आयुः प्राणं प्रजां वसु कीर्तिं द्रविणं ब्रह्मवचसं मह्यं दत्त्वा व्रजस ब्रह्मलोकम्। Ganesh Avan and inviting the virtues of the Lord Ganesh. Vakrutunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samastava Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati, the mother of knowledge, the mother of the all sorts of virtues which give us more and more insight, inner wellness and inner bliss. Saraswatyai namo nityam bhadrakalyai namo namah veda vedantu vedanga vidyasthanebhyai. Now we pray for betterment to everybody, for the goodness to prevail on all of you, all the people who have come, all the people who have not come, everybody. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah Niramaya Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashitu Om Bhurvuvasvaha Considering the body as a temple of God, we will be ever watchful to keep it healthy and full of vitality by adopting the principles of self-control, order and harmony in our lives, with a view to keeping our minds free from inrush of negative thoughts and emotions. We will adopt a regular program of study, inspiring literature, and of keeping the company of saints. We will vigilantly exercise strict control over our senses, thoughts, emotions, and in the spreading of our time and resources. We all consider ourselves inseparable parts of the society and will see our good in the good of all. We will abide by basic moral code, refrain from wrongdoing, and will discharge our duties as citizens committed to the well-being of the society. These are the first 6 principles. Tomorrow we'll say another 6, tomorrow another 6, that will make 18 of it. So there are 18 chapters of Gita, similarly 18 substantial. Last of it, we'll do the pranam. Just hold your hands. Om Namo Shantikunjvideo Sahasramurte Sahasrapada Shishirurvaham Sahasraname Purushaye Sasvate Sahasrakoti Narini Namah. This particular camp has been organized by Gayatri Pariwar. Gayatri Pariwar is an organization spread in about more than 80 countries. The headquarters is Shantikunjvideo. And Shantikunjvideo is about 200 kilometers, about, you can say about 110 or 120 miles north of Delhi. And Delhi is the headquarters, of the capital of the country, India. Bharat, in the foothills of the Himalayas, and where the Ganges flows. So Ganges comes to the plain just near Shantikunjvideo. And in Shantikunj, there is a university, there is Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, University of Divine Culture, in which more than 3,000 students are studying. And there is a research institute, Prabhupada Research Institute, with sites and ashram having a capacity of more than 10,000 persons who can stay over there. I come from there. I am looking after the organization, after the Mahaprayana of Vishwavidyalaya, Paramanya Mataji, with your Gigi, who is not here, but her subtle presence is here. And I hope that in the next 3 days, from Thursday till Sunday morning, when we all depart from here, we are going to get a lot of vibrations. And these vibrations will be from the Himalayas. Himalayas are not the mountains covered with snow. They are the vibrant powerhouses of energy. And those powerhouses of energy will give you immense power, spiritual power. And with this spiritual power, when we go from here, we will be strengthened. And from here, when we go, we become friends. We have our relationships. We learn leadership. And after going from here, when we know these skills, we will apply it to our people surrounding us. And gradually, our group will become stronger and stronger. Similar to us, a lot of attempts are being done by various organizations. Let us all combine our effort with those organizations. That's why we showed to the boys and girls today of 14 years plus a group about Yahoo group. Yahoo group is a group which is active in about more than 1,000 people. 1,000 people are logging in every day on the Yahoo group, and through this Yahoo group we are able to access each and every one, and we are going to let people know about what the organization is, what this organization is working. This organization is not a cult, this organization is not a group, but it is an organization of good thinking people, noble thinking people, who are thinking alike for the betterment of the whole humanity. We are thinking for the eco-restoration of the planet. We are thinking for peace in the society. This is what is the basic aim of the Vichar Kranti, Thought Revolution campaign.
ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये। त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि। त्वमेव केवलं कल्पासि। त्वमेव केवलं दौतासि। त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि। त्वमेव सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मासि। त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यम्। ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवदातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात्।
ऋषियों ने विश्व मानव को दृष्टि में रखा था। सब प्राणियों में उनको निज रूप ही दिखा था। सब प्राणियों में उनको निज रूप ही दिखा था। मांगा सदा प्रकृति से सबके लिए ही उनने। मांगा सदा प्रकृति से सबके लिए ही उनने। वसुधा कुटुंब ही है भावना यहाँ है। वसुधा कुटुंब ही है भावना यहाँ है। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः की प्रार्थना यहाँ है। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः की प्रार्थना यहाँ है। भारत है देश सबकी शुभकामना जहाँ है। से द्रवित हो संवेदना यहाँ है। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः की प्रार्थना यहाँ है। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः की प्रार्थना यहाँ है। भारत है देश सबकी शुभ कामना जहाँ है। भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, सब साधन से रहे समुन्नत, भगवन देश हमारा, भगवन देश हमारा, सब साधन से रहे समुन्नत, भगवन देश हमारा प्यारा, अखिल भारतवर्ष हमारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, अखिल विश्व से न्यारा। महिलाएं हो सती सुंदरी, सत्यवती गुण आगर, सत्यवती गुण आगर, महिलाएं हो सती सुंदरी, सत्यवती गुण आगर, गौवे भी अति मधुर दूध, गौवे भी अति मधुर दूध, गौवे भी बहाती धारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, सब साधन से रहे, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा प्यारा, भारत देश हमारा, भारत देश हमारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा, भारतवर्ष हमारा, भारत माता की।
The mini India has been created, and I am really pleased to see Maharashtra has been created. Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and North Rajasthan, Gujarat, and so India is one. Everything will be one. Let us pray. India is one. India becomes the world one by 2011. India becomes the world leader.
Just a small song to the glory of Ma Gayatri. Kindly take us in your shelter so that we feel protected in all spheres of life. Hey Prabhu, apni kripa ki छां हमें दे। हे प्रभु अपनी कृपा की छां हमें दे। हे प्रभु अपनी कृपा की छां हमें दे।
गायत्र्यै नमः आवाहयामि स्थापयामि ध्यायामि ॐ स्तुता मया वरदा वेदमाता प्रचोदयन्तां माममानि विजानाम् आयुः प्राणं कलां पशुं कीर्तिं द्रविणं ब्रह्मवर्चसं मह्यं दत्त्वा व्रजत ब्रह्मलोकम् गणेश आवाहन वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती आवाहन the goddess of knowledge सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः वेद वेदांत वेदांत विद्यास्थाने एव च Brahma, Vishnu and Mahakal, all three being invited. Tvam vai chaturmukho Brahma Satyaloka Pitamaha Archashandare Chasmi Mam Sarvartha Siddhaye Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasaksham Meghavarnam Shubhanam Lakshmikantam Kamalvayanam Yogavidhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavayanam Sarvadokaitanakam. Now, namaskar to all the deities. Before that, Mahakal. Om Asambhavam Sambhavakartumudyatam Prachanda Chandyanirodhanam Sugastamirvamate Samudyatam Param Mahakamam Namamyaham Param Namaskar to all the deities, Naman to all the deities. Namostu Antaya Sahasramurte Sahasrapadashishyoruvave Sahasraname Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha. Now just spread your hands like this. We are praying for the best wishes to everybody. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhamavunah. Sangyana Sutta. Let us all go together. In the Indian culture, it's supposed to be very important to walk together. If we go together, we make 5 fingers together like feast. And all of us, we go together because Dharma says to walk together. Sangyana Sutta, talking of Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Sahadevam Karvavare Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vedvisham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gayatri Mantra Sankirtan for a few minutes. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavitursvarenyam Om
dedication of our Yug Nirman Satsankalp, Yug Nirman Mission's sacred pledge for ushering in the new era. This was written by Param Pujya Gurudev in 1962, revised in 1988, and it has got 18 sutras, 18 points. 6 have been repeated yesterday, 6 are being done today. You have to repeat with me. We will earnestly and firmly imbibe in our lives the virtues of wisdom, honesty, responsibility, and courage. We will constantly and sincerely endeavor to create an environment of knowing kindness, cleanliness, simplicity, and goodwill. We will prefer failure while adhering to basic moral principles to so-called success obtained through unfair and foul means. We will never evaluate a person's greatness by his worldly success, talents, and riches, but by his righteous conduct and thoughts. We will never do unto others what we would not like to be done unto us. Members of societies will observe purity of thoughts and emotions towards each other. These are the 6 plus 6, 12 principles which we have repeated, and the rest 6 will be repeat tomorrow. So they are 18. In 3 days we are doing 18. Now we have repeated it, but they are given in this book, in the English book Deep Yagna. And if you want it, we can give it to you as a printed format. So you can keep it with you and repeat it as and when you want.
In earlier times, those who used to lead by examples were known as Acharya. Acharya, you know, Matra Deva Bhava, Pitra Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava. Acharya means one who teaches through his acharan. Acharan means through his behavior, through his character. One who teaches through his behavior, through his character, and when he teaches, then he becomes the Acharya, the true leader. We have such true leader as our Gurudev Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya, whose name was given as Acharya. It is not his surname. His surname is Sharma, but he became Acharya because it was named after him. He led through example. There are a lot of people who come out of the odds and they become unusual type of leaders and they start leading the society. I would like to quote George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw has given a very, very nice thinking to us, and these people are the persons who give their thoughts, and after their thoughts, we start becoming more and more enlightened. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. People keep on blaming on their circumstances for what they are today. I don't believe in circumstances. George Bernard Shaw says, I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they make them. Those who make the circumstances in their favor, they are the leaders. Don't blame your circumstances. Don't blame your kundali. Don't blame your graha, jyotish. Don't blame anybody else, you like your principal or your guru or someone who has spoiled your life or who has made your life miserable. You yourself are responsible for your own circumstances. Mentation makes the circumstances. Manasthiti paristhiti banati hai. Paristhiti manasthiti nahi banati. Many times we think circumstances makes the thinking. No, the thinking makes the circumstances. If you start thinking tough, if you start making a difference in the world, then you start becoming a good leader. We'll just see how to develop leadership. We are passing through an era of change. You can see the era of change is so fast that there is a transition to the 21st century. And this 21st century, we are passing through a stage in which we are at the age of 2000, in the year of 2006, we are going to a stage where we are watching a lot of changes. We are witnessing great moments of change, huge transformations in social, environmental, political fields, and so on. And it can be seen all over the globe. It is not a phenomena limited to India, limited to United States of America. 9/11 is happening in USA, so 7/11 is happening in India. 7/7 is happening in UK. Means the whole world is passing through a great moment of change. Terrorism is on increase. The transformation is occurring in each and every field. And with this era of change in Yug Parivartan, we have got certain duties. We need to build leaders. We need to create leaders. We need to make leaders. And these leaders will come out from you only, from amongst the youngsters. I want you to become the leaders. I want you to come out as leaders in the society. The present scenario is the whole world is under one umbrella. It has become a global village where information can be exchanged at speeds of light between places far off. You can see a person can listen to me from so long a distance like India, Australia, London on net. And we are living in one umbrella. At a time you can discharge your message to more than thousands and thousands of people, lakhs and lakhs of people. I don't know whether you are interested in soccer or not, but did you watch the World Cup, Football Cup? And you saw that more than 3 billion people they saw the World Cup football. And 2006 World Cup football was seen by so many people as such a mania that each and every house was vibrant with the energy. You can imagine the whole globe becoming a one. Around 20 years back, could you imagine that? None of you is experienced enough to tell that because you are not even that age. But I can tell you, 20 years back I could not imagine of such a world. And this world didn't exist that time. So this electronics revolution, the electronics after the 1980s has brought the world to such a stage that we are living in a global village. And this global village, each of us is concerned with each other. What I am telling you is just we are passing through present scenario in the information clutter, and there is a lot of net surfing going on, and we are passing through a stage of scientific revolution, electronic revolution, and an IT revolution. Science has given a lot of materialistic achievements. It is a boon to us. All of us consider it as a boon. But on the other hand, it is a curse also. Science is something which brings us a lot of fortunes, a lot of good things like TV, like video games, like iPods, like CD players, DVD players, net, and everything in this world. You can do marketing, you can do tele-shopping on the net, you can do whatever you want on the net. But immediate gains and getting rich faster has brought along consumerism and capitalism. This consumeristic culture and capitalistic culture has been because of the scientific development. Because science doesn't know about emotions. Science doesn't talk of feelings. Science doesn't talk of compassion. Science talks of only the scientific developments and the achievements, which are in the form of high-story, multi-story buildings, globalization, and you can imagine to what level everything, developments in the field of medicine, developments in the field of engineering, architectural sciences, pharmacy, pharmaceutical sciences, all fields are increasing like anything. We just consider that as a boon. But with that boon, has it touched our heart? Has it touched our emotions? There comes the role of the allies. What are the main problems today? We are getting away from the values which define us as human beings. And that's why we are utilizing the scientific resources. Can you imagine? The medicine world, medical world today is inventing medicines to give maximum sexual pleasure. They are putting up, there are a lot of energy for that only. Many of them, they are not doing intensive research on molecular biology, on changing the DNA structure of the person. If we can do something which is relevant to the modern people today, people of generation of today, I think those inventions will help us. Crisis of faith is another thing. The faith is getting into a stage when our faith is getting affected. Faith in God, faith in ourselves. Yesterday, one of the girls, she said that faith in ourselves is faith in God. That is what we discussed about. Faith in ourselves is faith in God. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. Crisis of faith. And when you have crisis of faith, then your self-confidence is also deranged, totally degraded. And we are becoming more and more casual. We are getting more and more callous towards today's attitude. Callous means insensitive. We are insensitive to surroundings. We are not sensitive to various happenings around us, like ecological devastation, global warming, the deforestation, and whatever is happening, it is the duty of municipal council, it is the duty of government, it is not my duty. If we start becoming sensitive to the environment, if we start becoming sensitive to others who are not eating, do you know that more than 10 million people, they are not, more than 100 million people, they are not able to eat once a day. Means they are able to get only morning food, evening food they are unable to get. And out of 6 billion, if 1 billion people are not getting food enough, then how can you remain with food? Can't we share our food with them? So that callousness in us, that insensitivity in us is causing that problem. And then lack of effective leadership. This is the point where I am going to stress more and more. Lack of effective leadership. What we find is that leadership is not effective, and because of the lack of effective leadership, we are passing through such a stage in which we are not finding any solution from anyone who can lead by example. There used to be a time when there were a lot of leaders in the society. There were a lot of people who used to guide us. We have gurus, we have Vedas, we have various scriptures. We have got this book known as Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in which Shri Krishna develops Arjuna as a leader and says, Tasmai yuddha yuddhasva. You have to fight. You have to come out and fight. No exception. And fight with the evil. Be them your brother, be them your sisters, you have to fight with them. So, effective leadership is lacking, and for that, I want that leadership has to come forward. What is the root cause? The root cause of today's problem is unrighteous thinking prevailing over logic and nobility, thoughts that are uncalled for leading to personal misfortunes and community disasters. Whatever we find in the community, the degradation of the values and all those things, they are because of the reasons which are known as the root cause. The roots are diseased, and because of the roots being diseased, the whole tree is getting dried. End result is anarchy. Anarchy means totally disharmony in the society. There is no order, law and order, there is nobody to look after anybody. Widespread chaos in the society. And this widespread chaos in the society is the main reason for which we are discussing today the role of leadership. Leadership plays a very important role, and leadership is something which is very instrumental in bringing about the change in the society. Whenever there has been a change in the world order, this has been because of the leadership. There was a man named as Napoleon Bonaparte. He changed the destiny of France, and at the age of 52, till he did whatever he could, and he was captivated and he died at the age of 52, but from 40 to 52 he reigned the world practically. There may be a lot of shortcomings of Napoleon Bonaparte, but he became the king of the whole world because of his self-confidence. Because he said, there is no word impossible in this world. So if there is no word impossible, I will make everything impossible. Someone said, Alps cannot be defeated. Means you cannot cross the Alps. Has any of you seen Alps? Has any of you gone on the tour to Europe and seen Alps? Anyone? Yeah, one. Anyone else? No. So I'll tell you, I have seen the whole Alps. The Alps is the mountain spreading from the French Alps to Italian Alps to Scandinavian Alps and to the German Alps and the Switzerland Alps. Main is the heart, the Switzerland. And the Alps mountain are the second highest mountain after the Himalayas. So Alps mountain, someone said you cannot cross it and you cannot cross and reach Russia. No, he said impossible word is not in my dictionary. These are the born leaders. There was a leader known as Mazzini. And Mazzini, he fought for Italy and he made the word impossible possible. These are the few persons who changed the destiny of the country. There was a person known as Garibaldi, and Garibaldi, he changed the destiny of this country. There was a lady known as Golda Meir, and she's changed the destiny of Israel. She said, I am proud to be Israeli, and she fought for her country, and she was so patriotic that ultimately she got a win for her country. There was a man named as Mahatma Gandhi. He was a man who was thrown out of his coach on the platform, and out of the coach when he was thrown by a white person who asked for his first class ticket. Why you are traveling in first class, Coolie? He was named as Coolie. Why you are traveling in first class? Then he said, I got a first class ticket. Oh, your first class ticket? He tore it. And he said, no coolie is supposed to travel in first class when white is traveling. This was the racism in South Africa in 1890s. And you won't believe, that time he fought the case in the court, and ultimately he was given dues. And he was a barrister. He fought from there. In 1908, he came to India. 1909, he shifted to India. And 1909, he met Lokmanya Tilak and many other leaders. And you won't believe that this man, Mahatma Gandhi, after meeting Vivekananda in the early stage of his life, in about 1901, he changed the destiny of the country. He changed the destiny of the country to such a level that non-violence became the instrumental aspect of the whole freedom movement of India. So Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, and then Swami Vivekananda, they were the three instrumental persons, and then the Shahid Bhagat Singh. These are the group leaders. They are the persons who are born leaders. And these leaders, they have the inner qualities. You also have that qualities. These leaders, they change the society. Now we are all fighting for the wealth today. We are all fighting for the wealth. In the corporate world, although also there are fighting between the two brothers, and they are fighting for wealth. It is happening in India, it is happening everywhere. But there is a good sign happening in abroad, in USA. Have you heard about Bill Gates donating his whole property for charitable causes? You heard? Then another person who is emulating him, he also donated his property for charitable causes. But in India, there is a fight going on for the property. And in that property fight, I have to tell you one thing which Gurudev has said, wealth can be amassed ceaselessly by a single individual, but it cannot be utilized exclusively by only one person. It has to be distributed to society. The spiritual communism has to come. So you cannot live by the greed of the society. The Gurudev says again, the trench of the lust and greed is so deep that it even riches of the richest and resources of the most resourceful will be found lacking to plug it. तृष्णा और वासना की खाई इतनी गहरी है कि उसको किसी भी चीज से पाटा नहीं जा सकता. You cannot fill that up because there is enough gap between the two, and you cannot fill it up. And people are thinking that they can become millionaire, billionaire, and they can do something through which they can gain a lot. You cannot. What is true leadership? True leader rises above the petty cycle of fulfilling personal needs and desires. You are not living for personal needs. You are not living for the personal desires. A deity is one who gives to the society. True leaders adopt this divinity, quality of deity. Deity means devta. Devta क्या होते हैं? देते रहते हैं. So the true leaders, they keep on giving, and this is the quality of their divinity, and use their skills for welfare of others. You ask me, I'll label Bill Gates as a deity. If you give me liberty, I'll label Henry Ford and his son as a deity. Why? Because they donated their whole money for the cause betterment of the others. If this thing happens to anyone, then they become the group leaders. Combined together, they strive and achieve in bringing heaven to this earth. When these people, they combine together, it is going to happen in India. Lot of people have a lot of money in their pocket, and this money has got to be utilized for the masses, for the society. It cannot be kept secret in your accounts, and you cannot keep it there, because you have to produce that money to the masses. You have to be accountable to the masses. There are 4 facets of personality. 4 types of personalities are known. Dependents, Narpashud, Narkitak, Narpishach. Dependents, parasites. And these people are living like us only, but they live a life of reproduction and eating, nothing else. Nar pashu, nar pishaj. They torture others and then they take the money. Nar kitak, just like a animal being, just like a small insect, they are living their life. Second is nar pamar, that is self-centered. They are self-centered. They are not concerned with anyone. They are concerned with themselves. The third one is intellectual. They are buddhijivi. They live on their intellect. A attorney, he lives on his intellect, and he gets a good, nicely united family separated. Husband and wife, he gets separated. And those who do not want to unite, he gets them united. He does because of his intellect. There was a person who was known as a someone. You can call him anyone. And he drank a lot in the night. He came next day in the morning, and he started fighting a case. When he started fighting a case, he started saying everything opposite the person for whom he was fighting, his candidate. And he started saying, this man needs life imprisonment. And I will say, not life imprisonment, he should be hanged till death. Then he was surprised. I have given him money, enough money. 200,000 rupees I have given. Why he is saying against me? Has someone given some money more than whatever I have given? Then he comes to him and he asks that criminal lawyer to come closer to him and say in his ear, I have given enough money to you. You are fighting for me. Why you are fighting against me? Oh, he said, oh, I was in a hangover. I didn't know that I am fighting for you. Oh, I am fighting for you? You are my candidate? Oh, don't worry, I have got enough intellect to change the case. He says, Judge Sahab, my lord, you don't know whatever I was saying to save your time. Whatever was to be told against my person has been told by me already. He has not to speak. Now everything is wrong. Everything is false. He should not be hanged. And he was released. Can you imagine? Can this happen? This is the game of the intellect. This is the game of buddhi. And you can play anything by that. Lot of people, they have a lot of intellect, but they don't utilize it for the betterment of society. They are living in this world with their knowledge, but their knowledge is not for the society. Their knowledge is only for playing the games and for making them rich. The fourth category is enlightened elites. Vibhutivan Devmanav. We need these people, enlightened elites. Now these enlightened elites are the persons who live the life for the society. They donate their lives for the society. They breathe for the society and for surroundings. And in return they get whatever they want for themselves also. Vibhutivan means the elites, the intellectual elites guide the course of progress of any society. They liberally donate their resources. They can guide through their skill the society to the doorsteps of the highest possible achievements. These people, doctors, engineers, businessmen, lawyers. Do you know how many Indian doctors we have in United States of America? Do you have any idea? A lot. I am telling you the exact number. 45,000 doctors. They are all MDs. If they start donating their resources, their energy, their knowledge for the betterment of the society, what they can do? They can bring a change. They can bring such a big change in the people's thinking process that this thing can become something which is totally a change will come in next 5 years. But they fail to deliver due to non-involvement of spirituality. So spirituality is something very important for the leaders to get involved. What is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing but a refined outlook towards life. Many people think that spirituality means we have to go to a temple and we have to wear certain particular clothes and we have to do malas. This is not spirituality. Spirituality is a refined outlook towards life. Virtuous and high thinking. Your life is very simple, but your thinking is very high and noble. Inculcating qualities and ideals of divine beings, elevated souls. You start living those qualities, you start imbibing those qualities, you inculcate those qualities in your day-to-day life, and it has nothing to do with ritualistic religion. Whether you do rituals or not, whether you do karmakand or not, whether you do puja or not, but if you are having these three qualities, what I have mentioned, these three qualities, then you are a true leader. And these true leaders, we need so many in the world today. Inner self and its development. These people have their inner self developed. Now, to become a true leader, you have to develop your inner self. Our inner self is a treasure house of all miraculous achievements, riddhis and siddhis, and it needs to be awakened, as this gives the inner equipoise, mental composure, blissful joy, spiritual upliftment, and lastly, the role of leadership besides material gains. You see, material gain is achieved by inner strength, spiritual upliftment is achieved, role of leadership is achieved, and you get from mentally you are very, very well off, as you are totally composed and tranquil, and you are in a state of equipoise. This is what is the necessity of group leaders today. Group leaders are the persons who start developing these qualities in themselves, and that is why they are able to lead by example. They are able to lead because of their inner strength. Inner strength is inner force, your own inner force from inside. And that starts training you. That starts making you more and more stronger. Inner strength people are lacking today. The inner willpower people are lacking today. Atma Bal, they are lacking today. That's why they are unable to become good leaders. Swami Vivekananda happens to be one of the role model in leadership. Many people, they adopt him as a role model. I told too much about him in last 3 days. To spread righteous thoughts to each house is my only wish. Swami Vivekananda said, I want to spread righteous thoughts to each and every house. This is my only wish. Sad vichar ka vistar, ye mera ekmatra uddeshya hai. This is what he said. Thought revolution is the key to influx of positive vibrations and the golden era of Satyug. Leaders of the society may contribute by disseminating righteous thoughts. What you can do is, what a true leader can do is disseminating the right thoughts, noble thoughts, ideal thoughts to others. What you can give is positive mental attitude to others, and the more and more positivism to be promoted in the society. Whatever you can do is more and more patriotic thoughts to be given to others. And our Vichar Kranti Abhiyan of Gayatri Pariwar is totally focused on thought revolution movement. Thought revolution. You must have seen on your t-shirts the thought revolution. What is thought revolution? Change the thinking. Change the process of thinking. Once you start changing your thinking process, then the whole world will change. If you think differently about yourself, you will start behaving differently. Thought transformation plays a very important role. Our Gurudev lived the whole life for thought transformation. Expectations from professional leaders. Leaders should take a two-pronged responsibility. Come forward for running charitable activities through various establishments, like what our Bill Gates has done, and people in India are doing, Tatas are doing, Ambanis are doing, and many other bigger houses they are doing. Contribute to society through educational institutions. A lot of education institutions are being run by various organizations, various corporate houses. Social reconstruction is the need of time. Today, we have to make the whole society as a restructuring society, and this can be done by the leaders of today. Gayatri Pariwar's slogan is self-transformation. Self-transformation is the biggest service to society. Many times people want to know from me, how can I serve society? You can serve the society by changing yourself first. First you change yourself. हमारा सुधार ही संसार की सबसे बड़ी सेवा है. If we improve ourselves, then the whole society will be served because one unit is improved. हम सुधरेंगे युग सुधरेगा, हम बदलेंगे युग बदलेगा is the motto of Gayatri Pariwar, and is the slogan of Gayatri Pariwar, and through which we are trying to transform the whole society and trying to bring many leaders in the society. Pillars of Indian culture are Gayatri and Yagna. Why I am talking of Gayatri and Yagna? Because Gayatri and Yagna make true leaders. These are the two things which make the group true leaders. We need to strengthen them so as to disseminate values in the society. Professional leaders may play an important role in propagations of teachings of above pillars. By propagating the teachings of above pillars, they can make many more leaders. They can be reborn, and ultimately the whole society will change. Gayatri trains us to believe in existence of God. Gayatri is a tool to train us to believe in the existence of God and godly virtues, to inculcate virtues and qualities of God, and to go on right path. To go on right path is the path of Gayatri. Gayatri means pure knowledge. Gayatri means pure intelligence. Basically changing the process of thinking. Gayatri worship can give leaders an insight to live like a divine being. That's why Gayatri plays an important role. It can be worshipped by all, irrespective of caste, creed, sect, or gender. So Gayatri can become a universal prayer, a universal song for everybody. Na prachodhyat. Na means ours. Prachodhyat means forcibly motivates our intellect to righteous path. Na means ours. if we start believing in the qualities of God, and it starts making our being more and more stronger by going together. Then yajna as a lifestyle for leaders. Yajna encompasses the values of working without attachment. Yajna means live a life of yajna. Many times you must have wondered about yajna. What do you mean by yajna? Yajna means swaha. Yajna means swaha. And in that swaha, we are not incorporated. Our parents, they do yajna, and that is swaha yajna or deep yajna. But I am talking of life yajna, jivan yajna. I am talking of jivan yajna. To donate a part of your time, resources, knowledge, influence, and endeavor. Samaya, Sampada, Gyan, Prabhav, and Purusharth for society. It is a workshop. Yajna is a workshop to build a perfect being, best leader of the society. Yajna trains you to become the best leader of the society. Gita teaches us, Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. You can go through Gita and you will find that through yajna you become a true leader. Yajna is a philosophy. Yajna is a workshop. Yajna is a classroom in which you get trained to become a true leader of the society. That's why non-attachment of the karmas and non-attachment of the fruits of the karmas is something which is very, very important. This is Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, which you saw, and just I am showing you for the sake of knowledge. Gayatri Tirth, Shantikunj, Haridwar. This is the photograph of Gayatri Tirth, Shantikunj. There's too much light, so I cannot tell you to see it clearly. But this is the Ganges from the top, and this is the highway, and in between the two is the Shantikunj. It is spread in 200 acres. Our founder patron, Vedmurti Taponis, Pandit Shyam Sharma Acharya, Vandaniya Mataji, and they are responsible for this whole foundation of our movement, transformation of the movement, and we are doing whatever work we are doing today. Whatever work we are doing today is because of their grace. Today is the second day of the camp, seated in the august, subtler guidance of our Gurudev. All the adults, children, all the adults from 14-year age group above, all the boys and girls, all my daughters and sons, all the adults who are seated behind. Today we'll be talking about the relationship. Yesterday we talked about friendship. Friendship, when it goes further, it becomes relationship. Friendship is only up to that level when you have one friend, just he is one of my friend who can take care of me or who may not take care of me, but he is always there, he or she is always there. Relationship is all love and affection towards others. Relationship, when we start talking of relationship means all love and affection towards others. One gentleman has defined relationship in a very nice way. If you want to note down, you can note down. You won't get this passage. And this passage is something very, very important. What is relationship? Relationship of all kinds, first you listen and then you can note down. Relationship of all kinds are like sand, hand in your hand, held loosely with an open hand. The sand remains where it is. If you hold the sand like this with open hand, it remains where it is. The minute you close your hand and squeeze tightly, it starts going from the side. It starts going from here, 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 here. The moment you close your hand and squeeze tightly to hold on, the sand trickles through your fingers. You may hold on to some of it, the most until most will be spilled. A relationship is like that. Held loosely, with respect. You see, held loosely, with respect and freedom for other persons, it is likely to remain intact. But hold too tightly, too possessively, no, he should not meet me. He should meet me and nobody else. If you have that relationship of possessiveness, then the relationship slips away and is lost in due period of time. So I like you to dictate it. kindly note it down. Relationship, if you define it, relationship is just like caring for others, sympathy and empathy for all, for whom you relate to, your mother, father, your teacher, your friend, your guru, God, anyone. Sympathy, empathy, love and affection and caring for them. Just like your own body parts. You have your own body parts, you love them. You don't want to lose your right hand. You don't want to lose your left hand. Similarly, you start loving other persons like your body parts. Relationship is always pious and guilt-free. In this piousness and guilt-free relationship, there is no other thing which comes in between. It makes you more and more cleaner. It makes you more and more pious. Relationship has to be understood in that perspective. Now, I got something for you in which the love and sensual desires, one has to understand that these things are to be differentiated. You may have love towards someone, but the sensual desires that drive you to someone, and then they lead to a different type of relationship. Relationship is a connection, an association, an involvement. A connection, an association, and involvement together. Connection between persons by blood, marriage, or kinship. By kinship, you can become connected to someone. Relationship means feeling no separation. What you are, that I am. There was a young girl, 18-year-old, 19-year-old girl, who was being loved by his love. And lover came and knocked the door. And he asked, open the door. Who is it? I am. I'm so and so. I'm so and so. The door didn't open. Then again he knocked. Kindly open the door. Who is it? Again the same girl asking to his lover, her lover. The door did not open because he again said, I am. Then third time when he knocked, she asked again from inside, who is it? Then he said, whosoever you are, I am that. Okay? You and me are one. Tum aur main ek hi hain. The moment it becomes like that, relationship starts again. This is what we are trying about. This is what we are talking about. Relationship is whatever you are, I am like that. If we become 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Yesterday I asked you, 1 put by 1 makes how much? 1 plus 1 is equal to? 1 plus 1 is equal to, according to mathematics? 2. No, not according to my mathematics. If 1 you put by 1, then it is 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 1 put together is 11. Both of you are put together. So think about that. Think about it. Go on seeing your faces and go on smiling and then seeing towards me, listening towards me also. Now relationship has to be broader. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole universe is our family, and we should love the family as a whole family, whole world is ours. Our Indian culture believes in Ayam Nijah Parovetti Ganana Laguchet Sam Udar Chetanam to Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Ayam Nijah, this is mine, Parovetti, this is his. This type of Ganana, calculation, Laguchet Sam, narrow-minded people, they do this type of calculation. This is mine, this is her, this is mine, this is her. This is all young, small, narrow-minded approach. What should be the approach? Udar Charitanam, those who are very broad-hearted, those who have got a very queer type of relationship, they are Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole universe is my family. And when I am talking of whole universe, a Japanese is also my brother, a Australian is also my brother, a Alaskan is also my brother and sister, and a person living in Hawaii or an island which is not known till today to which country it belongs to, that person is also known to me. So then you start making friends wherever you go. Each and every continent, each and every part of the continent you start going, and you will start loving those people. A relationship is nurtured through loving care to what we eat as well as how we eat with care and honoring our food's divine sources. Mata Bhumi Putram Prathivyam, this is what I told you. And relationship is developed by overcoming inner conflicts, animal tendencies. There are few principles which Gurudev has said which you can maintain in your life. Relationship is maintained by 5 principles: orderliness, suvyavastha, regularity, niyamitta, cooperation, sahakarita, monetary management, mitvayata, and decency in your behavior, that is shalinta. These are known as parivarik panchsheel. You can maintain these. The most sacred relationship is between a guru and a disciple, a guru-shishya relationship. And when it starts happening, the seer and the disciple, they become one. The Swami and the sister, Swami Vivekananda and Sister Nivedita, they become one. And Shri Aurobindo and the mother, they become one. Narendranath, Swami Vivekananda and his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa, they become one. I told you the guru-shishya relationship. Relationships are very, very unique. Relationships are very, very important. Relationships are built by constant hard labor. Relationship not be lost. If you lose relationship, then you lose everything. In relationship, we should not have expectations. We should believe in the love and forgiveness, and we should have a relationship which is based not on fear and obligation, but relationship should be based on something which is having an affectionate bond between us. There should not be any expectation. Relationship should be, we should have a faith on our friends, parents and siblings, and we should try to know what are the similarities and differences. And there are ways we can improve our relationship with our family and friends, but most importantly, God. God is the best friend. And if we make God our best friend, there cannot be a better relationship than that. I'll just end with a poem. I will like you to. I turned around, and standing there with a smile on his face was this boy. And he said, "My heart is changing colors. From black it has become gradually brown, and from brown it has become now red. Now my heart is red. I think I'll become better. Your hug has really worked. On my way home, I felt my own heart. I realized it too. It has changed the color like anything. Jadoo ki jhabbi." Okay? Thank you very much. There is a friendship. What is the ideal example of the friendship? Can you give me the ideal example of the friendship? Yeah? Just stand up and say it loudly.
And don't think about themselves always before they don't think of themselves before they think about their friends.
So both were supporting each other. Karna and Duryodhana both were supporting each other, but they were going on wrong path. Both were going on wrong path. That is negative friendship. The positive friendship is Ram and Sugriva. Do you know Ram? Bhagwan Ram, Lord Ram? Do you know Sugriva?
Yes.
Sugriva was nobody likes me because I am ugly faced. Nobody wants me because, although I am a talented one, but nobody wants me. So what she did was she took out the gun of her father and she wanted to commit suicide. Now what happened? Before that, she called her friend in the other city. I want to call you and I want to communicate to you. If you listen to my call, kindly call me back. Now what happened? The moment she listened to the call, the other one, she listened to it on the answering machine. After listening to the call in the answering machine, when she went to the answering machine, she immediately called back. At that time, the girl was in the basement. she was trying to commit suicide. She wanted to end her life because the call had not come back. The moment she started putting revolver to her head to kill her, she got a answering machine on, and answering machine the same time became on because God didn't want him to die, her to die. So what did the answering machine say? She said, answering machine said, Charlotte, I love you. I missed your call and I want to call you back. You're the only friend of mine. I will call you back. Today I met a great new friend. 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 Who knew me right away. Who knew me right away. All I had to say. All I had to say. And the meaning of the whole verse is that I made a new friend, and it was difficult for me to understand how she understood me and how she understood me in another way. Now, the same thing. She listened to my problems. She listened to. She had been there, it seems. She had been there, it seems. It seems that she had been there because she was listening to my problems. She was answering my problems. She was answering my dreams. There was one friend, and it was she. I never once failed judged by her. Never once failed judged by her. You are all to repeat it. All of you have to repeat it. Just like you repeat in your prayers. Okay? I never once failed judged by her. Never once failed judged by her. She knew just how I felt. She knew just how I felt. She seemed to just accept me. She seemed to just accept me. And all the problems I had dealt. And all the problems I had dealt. She was the friend who was understanding our problems. And she was trying to understand all the problems which I was dealing. Ultimately, she seemed to me the best friend. Now, next, just listen to me and repeat. She did not interrupt me. She did not interrupt me. Or need to ever say. Or need to ever say. She just listened very patiently. She just listened very patiently. And did not go away. And did not go away. She did not disturb me while talking. And she listened to my all the problems. And she did not go away. She was all the time around me. All the time in front of me. I'm the most beautiful man in the world. I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. She said, yes, you are the best beautiful woman in the world. This is how mirror answered my question. You understood? All of you like this poem? Yes. So will you like to have a copy of this poem? Yes. I'll give you the poem and you have to repeat it. If I'm going to give it today, then you have to repeat it on the fourth day when you go back. All of you will sing together. Okay?
And realize that my new best friend.
And realize that my new best friend
Was nothing but a mirror.
but nothing but a mirror.
God incarnation of God.
God?
Yeah.
God Ganesh?
No, Hanuman God.
Hanuman the God.
No,
Why? Why he was known as God? God's best friend. You can make God your own friend. And you can make your guru your best friend. You can make it by making a friend, guru as a friend, or God as a friend, you develop trust amongst each other. By developing a trust amongst each other, you can do a lot more than what you are doing today. Because two friends added together do a lot. What's your name? Sanjana told us, best friend was his guru, Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna Paramhans was a guru who used to live in Kolkata, and from Calcutta, this man who was very tiny, he was just a small man who could just argue and nothing else. He became a knowledgeable man, and he went to Vancouver. From Vancouver he came to Chicago. Chicago he delivered a lecture in the Dhamma Sabha, and he became Swami Vivekananda. So just by developing friendship, now what is this friendship known as? Partnership. partnership with God, partnership with Guru, shareholdership with Guru. You can become a partner of your Guru. Then Guru starts protecting you from all sides. Guru starts giving you shelter. Guru starts giving you patronage. He starts giving you all sorts of worries, miseries. Your friendship is good. Because friendship can carry you in all odds, in all situations, it can carry you to the top. You understand? The point, no? Nobody else will help you, but the friend will help you. In your studies, in your low mood, if you are not feeling well, then it's just like giving a tonic to you. No. Friendship is just like health. If you lose your health, then you start getting worried. If you lose your friend, you start getting worried. It is just like your health. Om Shanti, 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 Sarva Vishwa Shanti Bhavatu. If you say instead of cheese and eating, fullness. Okay? Remember that.
Don't leave yet. Sorry, sir. I have to take attendance.
You have got something?
No, I have to take attendance.